So good morning. Happy Monday, November 3rd, day before Election Day in a few places, Ted, like in Virginia, New York City,
the state of New Jersey,
the state of New Jersey. Yeah,
probably
there's a few.
probably many others.
Yeah, there's not everybody, but a few. Today's the day before, so we will see. I'm getting just coming in hot, fast and furious text messages from every campaigner in the state of Virginia. I'm like, damn it, this is what makes me hate being a voter. Damn it. They all share your information.
Oh, I know. That's how you get. Well, that's how you end up getting summoned for jury duty. Or is that through your driver's license? It's part of it. I think they get voter registration. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
But, and then the driver's license people always register you to vote too. And that's also how they find out if you need to register for a selective service, if you're a dude,
you opt out,
or if you're a chick. Even trans women have to register for the draft.
What if you already did the snip?
Still gotta. They go by
really?
they go by your DNA.
They go by chromosome?
They do. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, sorry. Trans move like.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
I'm not sorry. I don't care because I mean, after all, I had to do it. The FBI came looking for me because I refused, but then, yeah, they did. They sent 2 G-men out to my mom's house.
Oh, I
looking for me.
This before.
They were so fucking brilliant that they couldn't figure out that a 17-and-a-half-year-old might have gone away to college. Like, where is he? Not here. Where might he be? You know?
I don't know. I don't need to tell you.
Oh, my mom refused. She was like, you think I'm going to rat out my son? Fuck you.
Right. You're going to rat out my kid? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, welcome to the TMI Show, the Ted Manila Information Show. We bring you way too much information, stuff like this, too. I'm Manila Chan. That over there is Ted Rall. We make the T and the M. And I guess sometimes we bring useful information. Sometimes we bring salacious information. Sometimes we just bring fighting.
Sometimes no information.
Sometimes no information, just random conversation.
It's just bullshit.
But it is a wacky and unusual mid-morning show. I mean, it's mid-morning if you're on the East Coast. Everywhere else, it's still morning in America. And to the Europeans,
let's not forget the maritime provinces of Canada. Well, where it's up to an hour and a half or 2 hours later than it is on the East Coast. Yeah, like I just remember when I went up to Labrador a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
timing.
There's 2 more time zones up that way. There's like a Labrador time zone, and there's the Atlantic time zone. Everyone's always like, of course, Pacific, Mountain, Central, Eastern, but everyone forgets Atlantic.
Atlantic time zone?
Atlantic time zone. Yeah, that's like
what Labrador.
That's like I believe New Brunswick, places like that. Mm-hmm. Prince Edward Island, like Anne of Green Gables, like that place. You know about Anne of Green Gables. You're a girl. You have to know about Anne of Green Gables.
No, I don't.
You just failed your chromosome test.
Yeah,
Anne of Green Gables is literally the girliest of all girl things.
But I'm not a girly girl, and I've admitted that. I was a tomboy growing up.
All right. Well, keep
I literally cut off Barbie's hair and would give her tattoos, and she would play with my G.I. Joes.
Punk rock Barbie.
It's true. I just have never liked girly things, and I don't know what Anne of Green Gables is. I've never seen like all these, I don't know, these chick shows. I don't know what chicks are into. I'm not into that stuff.
All right.
Not my thing.
All right.
But given that I was pregnant, I know they're working on like the new the external uteri. But at the time that I had my son, so at least in 2018, that wasn't available. So I had to bake him in the oven the original way. So that pretty much, the OG way. So that pretty much confirms my XX chromosomes. But that can change according to.
Yeah, nowadays they make you a new vag and stuff. so that
yeah. So I
can,
don't even know.
He says using science, my engineering school professors would be like, yeah, no, I see why we threw him out.
Like,
put a new vag.
2025 signs. Okay, so today's show is like, you guys already know what's happening in politics. Like, yay Dodgers, we won back-to-back World Series. Awesome. Like, extra innings, game 7. Great. Wonderful. Everyone knows that news. Trump said we're not going to go to war with Venezuela. Yay. Great. Wonderful news. Xi Jinping and Trump are making nice. Great. Wonderful. Everyone knows that news. But you guys don't know about butt breathing? You guys don't know. There's the whole science of sleep. You guys don't know about, like, I'm glad that people are continually studying that. That's one of the topics that we're going to talk about, Ted, because there's so much we don't know about the unconscious world when we go to sleep, right? And how much it plays into our waking lives. Like, we think we know, but so anyway, I'm glad we're going to talk about that, because I'm I'm big on these, like, holistic health topics. Nuclear dogs. I'm a dog person. Whoop whoop to all the dog lovers out there. Cats are a close second. I like animals, but this dog story is kind of weird. But yeah, the main thing is this. Yeah, I'm not gonna take a breath of fresh air in the 2050s, Ted, when we're all doing butt breathing. All right, so that's why we're not doing politics today. You guys know what's going on. It's nothing groundbreaking. Their mass stabbing spree in Huntington towards London, headed toward, a train headed towards London. And since producer Robbie's not with us, we have to just go ahead and point this out. No, it was not Muslim terror.
No, it was just a random psycho.
Just a random psycho with a British sounding name, Anthony Williams. Doesn't sound very, Muslim terror to me, Ted. Yeah. So that's basically the news in a nutshell. Those are, some of the top headlines around the world. But
keyword nutshell.
Yeah, and nothing very interesting. So we're going to talk about medical news because those are interesting. Let's hop to it.
Sleeping is common, but how it feels for each person is different. Some people lie awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. Others wake up repeatedly throughout the night. New research suggests that these aren't just variations of bad sleep generically. They are distinct profiles, and each one is very different in terms of its effects on your brain and your body. The new study in PLOS Biology identifies the 5 sleep patterns in healthy adults, each associated with unique brain activity, cognitive effects, and health risks. The findings challenge the conventional view of sleep as either good or bad. They looked at 770 healthy young people using brain scans and detailed questionnaires about their habits, health, and lifestyle over the previous 30 days. Most of the relationship between sleep and health in the study, 88%, was explained by a single dominant pattern linking poor sleep with worse mental health. All right, let's go through those profiles. And Manila, maybe you can tell me which of these fits you. The number 1, the ruminators. This is the most dominant pattern. It linked general sleep disturbances like taking a long time to fall asleep, frequent night wakings, and daytime fatigue with poorer mental health. They showed higher rates of depression, anxiety, physical stress symptoms, and difficulty managing negative emotions like fear, anger, and frustration. That's definitely not me. I don't have any trouble falling asleep. I'm gone the second my head hits the pillow.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Spoiler alert, none of these are me.
The resilient distressed. Characteristics of this profile include having no sleep problems except difficulty focusing during the day. This group also tended to experience stress and high psychological distress, and they struggled with negative emotions. That's definitely not me. I don't have difficulty focusing during the day. Number 3, medicated sleepers. They use sleeping pills a la Marilyn Monroe, but maybe less so.
Oh.
A characteristic of sleeping
or Michael
pills,
Jackson, propofol.
Yeah. What could go wrong? A characteristic of sleeping pill users is that they tend to perform worse on tests on visual memory and emotional recognition tests, suggesting that medications may have subtle cognitive trade-offs. Also, but these people do tend to be more satisfied with their social relationships. Okay, well, I don't use sleep. I've never taken a sleeping pill in my life, so I don't know about that. Number 4, the sleep deprived. They get less than 6 to 7 hours a night. They're short sleepers. They showed slower
That's
thinking.
Robbie.
Right. Across, they showed, but he doesn't have slower thinking across multiple cognitive domains. The guy's a fucking like maniac. He's so smart.
Yeah.
Including rating and responding to emotions, resisting impulsive choices, processing language, solving new problems, and interpreting social cues. None of these is true about Robbie. So so anyway, and that's not me either. Number 5, the fragmented sleepers, marked by repeated awakenings from pain, temperature changes, breathing issues, or bathroom trips. These guys showed higher rates of substance abuse, irritability, and poor mental health overall. Yeah, these are none of I'm not on any of these. Okay, so each of these profiles, I guess they should say each of these negative sleep profiles, because none of these is people who just sleep well, came with their own brain signature. Number 1 and 2, in other words, this is the ruminators and the resilient distressed, catchy, showed heightened activity in the brain networks that keep you awake and alert. It's a sign of hyperarousal linked to stress, but they diverged in crucial ways. In number 1, the balance between the brain's internal network, active during self-focused thought, daydreaming, and rumination, and its external attention network breaks down. The brain's internal chatter doesn't quiet down when it's supposed to, trapping people in repetitive thought loops. Number 2, on the other hand, showed the same heightened arousal in its alertness networks, but without the excessive rumination, which might help preserve sleep. Number 3 showed disruptions in visual memory and emotional processing networks. The researchers suggested that this reflects the sedating effects of sleep medications, which can subtly interfere with how your brain integrates perception and emotional cues. Number 4 looked like a brain running on sleep debt, with signs that it was working overtime to stay functional. 5 showed weaker communication between brain regions responsible for attention, movement, and body awareness, likely due to your sleep being constantly interrupted. Why should you care? Disrupted sleep doesn't just leave you tired. It can throw off your brain systems that regulate emotions and stress response. I mean, it can fuck you up, your health overall, if you don't sleep well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can get sick. There's a million things that can go wrong. I mean, you have to sleep well. You just have to.
Yeah.
Most sleep interventions, whether based on meds or behavioral, still treat poor sleep as sort of a generic problem rather than going for after the specifics. In general, maintaining good sleeping, such as keeping consistent bed and wake times, and limiting caffeine and sugar for at least 2 hours before bed, can help improve sleep quality and duration. Manila, I am very frustrated that nobody ever talks about seriously, like the most important thing that you can do to get a good night's sleep, which is the temperature of the room. Needs to be cool. What you want is a cold fucking room, like a refrigerator with heavy blankets. And you're like the bear who climbs underneath those blankets and you're just like, I live in here. You cannot come in. Rawr. And that's
see, for you though, cold. What's the temperature setting that you consider cold for sleep? Because it's going to be different for me because I'm,
about 50 is about.
Oh right. My God!
I could go colder, but yeah.
I mean, but that's you grew up in Ohio and then you've lived on the East Coast with the bulk of your.
That's where my mom set the thermostat when I was a kid.
Holy moly! Well, okay, so.
The problem was that the blankets weren't heavy enough, so I was freezing my ass off. I wish she'd now I want to go back in time and be like, Mom, I want heavy blankets. What's wrong with you?
Give me heavy blankets.
Lady.
Don't be a bitch. Slap. Like
exactly.
So because of my genetic makeup, right, being Southeast Asian-ish, amongst other things. I certainly did not get the northerly Mongolian blood because I'm a Californian. I'm a Californian. More than anything else, I'm a Californian, and that's what I grew up around. I'm used to hot weather and warm weather, so anything below 70 is cold to me. Like right now, I don't know how cold.
Even at night?
Oh yeah. So the thermostat in my house is like set to 70 at bedtime, and that's cold to me.
That is
So
crazy.
yeah, that's cold to me. That's very cold. Like
All right, well,
I
how do
will
you
wear socks
sleep?
and everything. Oh, I sleep great though.
Okay.
I've always had, but that's because I generally, outside of some partying in my early 20s, like once that caught up with me and I, got into like practicing more holistic health and good sleep hygiene, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
By my mid 20s, I kind of changed my whole life around, and lo and behold, I was sleeping better. Everything just got better once I accepted that I can't
It's
abuse
getting
my
better
body.
all the
It
time.
just got better. And I learned about all that, right? Like keeping the room cool at night, and I've always been I like having, well, that's why those, have you ever heard of, oh, you're a cat guy. Um, have you ever heard of like the thunder blanket?
Thunder, thunder blanket sounds a little gay, doesn't it?
But it's for dogs. It's for dogs.
What is it?
Because it's meant for like 4th of July and stuff, like if your dog um spooks easily. The dogs spook during 4th of July because of all the fireworks.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, I spook from fireworks. Seriously,
oh well,
I
so
hate
they
them.
started out
Ever since I came
really?
back from, I got PTSD from in Afghanistan, and
Oh,
into and
yeah, that makes sense.
I can't hear that. I
The
can't hear that
all
shit.
the shooting and popping off.
I
Well,
don't I
so
don't know how
Thunder
vets handle it,
Blanket,
really, honestly.
yeah, well, so Thunder Blanket started out as a pet thing, and then they moved on to humans, and it's like a weighted blanket, like kind of like the lead vest that the dentist puts on you when they take your oral x-rays.
Hmm.
It's kind of like that.
Oh,
It's kind of
okay.
this,
I love that thing.
right? And
It's like,
people tend
well,
to
it's
like
like
doze off.
it's just a gravity blanket, right? You know what a gravity
Well,
blanket
yeah, it's
is.
no, but it's like a heavy, I would imagine a
Well,
heavy
it's a
thing.
heavy, yeah. It's literally just a blanket that's like that. It's like the X-ray thing, except it covers your whole body, and it's heavy as shit. Like it, I don't know how much they weigh. I don't know, 25, 40 pounds, but
Wow.
they weigh a
Well, this
lot,
isn't like the
and
whole
it
thing.
lies heavily on you, and it's very
Yeah,
soothing. It's like being swaddled.
yeah, for grown-ups, right? So like the thunder blanket, like the idea is like the portion that would cover your chest is the heavy part, where it feels kind of like the lead vest that the dentist puts on you, and the rest of it's like regular blanket, so you can kind of move your legs around and turn and whatever. So you're not like in sleep paralysis with like 100-pound
Thank God for that.
blanket over you.
No.
But that helps people sleep. That helps calm animals too, and that's the same idea around swaddling
Will the
children.
dogs stay under? Just out of curiosity, aren't dogs like sort of wily? Won't they just like, I'm out of
Well,
here. Fuck this.
well, if you sit with your dog and put, and like chill with them
Don't worry,
with the
dude.
lead blanket.
It'll be cool.
Yeah, it's fine, dude. You'll be good. They're all right. They're all right. Like you can wrap I never had dogs that were scared of 4th of July.
Huh.
Because I'm from the Whittier, East LA area, and all year round you're hearing gunshots popping off
Oh shit.
and fireworks. So it's like, was that a firework, or
Spicy.
how many pops was that? Did somebody just die? Up, ambulance. Yep, that gunshots. Yep. That's how you know. You're like, was that firecrackers or gunshots?
Well,
and then
I
2
mean,
minutes later, you'll hear an ambulance.
cats
So.
get used to noises. Like like if you live someplace where there's the same noise all the time. Like it doesn't
No,
matter
every
what
animal can get used to
they
that.
just get used to it. Yeah.
But some dogs just don't, and that's so. I
We
imagine
call
the thunder
these
blanket
the
people.
dumbass dogs.
So yeah, there's tard dogs. So I think the thunder blanket targeted too small of a dog demo. So they expanded into the human demo, which I think is very smart because there's scientific reason behind that, and the sleep study proves that. But yeah, I'm none of these. None of these.
But I mean, I
profiles.
do think seriously. I mean, look, if for you 70 is cold, then but the point is cold room, cold however you want to define it.
Yes. However you define cold, colder than you would normal day.
I've never stayed at one, and I have little interest. But those ice hotels, apparently, people sleep very well in.
Oh, well, I bet. I'm sure. But also, I'm like, because of how I grew up, I actually can't sleep in dead silence. It's eerie to me.
I had to break up with
I can't
a
sleep
girl
in
who
black, dark silence. I
was
can't do it.
otherwise great, but she had this terrible fucking habit. She could only sleep with the TV on.
That's me.
Like the Dictators song, "Sleeping with the TV on."
That's me.
And literally, I would
need the
sneak out
noise.
of bed to like try to slowly like lower the volume, and she'd be like, "What are you doing?" I would, oh God.
But
I
see,
mean, I
again,
can't
it's because
sleep
of
with the
how I
TV
grew up.
on. I can't.
I can't help it. It's because of where I grew up. I'm conditioned to hearing a lot of noise and road traffic and the train. Like, I mean, I lived in the freaking hood. Like, the train was 2 blocks away. It would rattle windows. You could hear cars. You hear gangbangers shooting at each other. Like, so if I don't hear noise, it's somehow upsetting to my
living in like
psyche.
the mountains in Wyoming would not be for you.
Would freak me the fuck out.
Have you ever stayed in any place like that?
Yeah.
How do you sleep?
I didn't. Those are the times that I didn't. And if I've ever gone like camping or whatever, and I don't have access, this is before, smartphones. Because then you have a TV, you basically have a TV with you all the time, right? With this, now, but back in the day when these were not in existence, going to like a log cabin or whatever, I would lay awake. I couldn't. It was too quiet. It would scare me. It was eerie. And I didn't have enough, of course, heavy blankets, because I'm used to sleeping with some like really thick down comforters, like really heavy feathers. And feathers can get heavy. People don't realize that. Like, if there's anything nice,
I'm very anti-down because of the allergens.
Oh, for you, yeah. See,
well, in general,
be the opposite.
It's evil. It's not good.
It's the opposite for me. Like, that's the one thing I will splurge on is a nice down comforter and a good pillow. And as I learned
it's not
from
good
cervical
for you.
disc issues. What?
I mean, down.
I don't know how it's bad for me.
It's bad for you because of the feathers. You're gonna, it's like it's basically you have an allergen. You're sucking an allergen right into your body all night.
But I'm not allergic to it.
Yeah, you are. It's like everybody's. I mean, it's not. It's basically like you don't have an allergic reaction, but it doesn't mean you're not allergic to it.
I used to have like down pillows, but after I had like cervical disc issues, like 3 years ago, I switched to one of these weird. That's another thing that I wish a more comprehensive sleep study would explain, is like your pillow, especially for those over 40, because Ted, if you're over 40, I mean, some of the threat is literally happening in your sleep because you wake up wrong and you're like, and you're fucked for like 10 days.
That's true.
So like pillow for me lately, the pillow thing, I've gone through multiple pillows since I had that cervical disc problem that it was terrifying. I thought I had like instant paralysis for like, I don't know. It ended up, it was like C3 or 4 or 5. I forget. Some of the upper disc levels were pinching nerves. And I got up to go walk to get my morning started, and I instantly collapsed. It was fucking terrifying. I had zero control over my body. I just instantly collapsed trying to walk, and I couldn't walk. And it turns out it was that. So after some traction and whatever, I discovered how important, because of the way I sleep, the position I sleep, like the dead on my back.
What, you mean like you lie on your back?
I lie on my back like
Nosferatu.
And I sleep. I literally arms under the blankets up to here, and I just don't move like this.
Like Dracul.
I do. It's true. It's like Count Dracula. I just lay there, and it's just
my old roommate after college was like that. He slept with his arms at his side, and he was a major pothead, so he smoked weed morning, noon, and night. And he would literally fold. We'd watch him wake up. My friend Dan and I would watch Chris wake up, and he would literally fold at the waist, sit straight up,
and just rise.
He was like this. He'd be like, and then he would turn at a perfect 90-degree angle, and then immediately go for the bong, and then be like,
wake and bake, man.
Wake and bake.
Well,
oh yeah, he would take the bong to the shower with him.
That's too much bonging. But anyway,
it's a lot of bonging.
So I
he was living his best life.
More. Well, I mean, to each his own. I want everybody to sleep better. You know, we always bitch at producer Robbie about not getting enough sleep.
Yeah, like, and when he does, we're very happy.
Yeah, like
although I don't even know.
Deficit.
Like, imagine if
sleep deficit is a
it might
thing.
be scary if he. I mean, he's so brilliant now. It would be fucking
like what would happen?
So high energy.
No, it could have the opposite effect.
It could be where you think he'd become like a sleepyhead.
No, then he'd seem like a stoner probably. Because look, optimal sleep is different for every body. Everybody's body is different, right? Like
true.
Like for the same reason that I didn't support like the COVID vaccine for everybody is because everybody has a different makeup and how things, you know, like the two of us can eat the same creme brulee and every day, right? If we're eating the same creme brulee every day for 7, 8, 10 weeks, I could put on no weight and you could put on 20 pounds.
No,
right?
It's true. The effects are different. Sort of like how some people, like I can drink tequila and margaritas, no problem, no muss, no fuss. They go down easy. Jägermeister, I have like half a little tiny glass. I'm literally sick as a dog. I'm like allergic to it. So
yeah, there you go.
So I mean, it's like and like meanwhile, other people are very different. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, everybody's makeup is different, so everybody's sleep requirements are different, and we've also talked about this before, Ted. We've briefly mentioned it. Another sleep issue, like on the rise, is they call it sleep divorce.
Yes.
Which is becoming more and more common, which I think is fantastic because they did it like in the old days, like in the 30s and 40s. Like my grandparents had separate twin beds, like I Love Lucy.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. I mean, look, think about like kings and queens. They slept in different rooms and they had an adjacent. There was the hallway between them, so they could hook up. But
well, that's a whole different thing. But
not really. Not really. It was very similar. I mean, the monarch being king and queen was a very busy job, and I'm not even kidding. That was the main rationale. They really had.
Well, the sleep divorce today, I'm saying, is different than you're not really divorcing. You're just divorcing from the bed because of your partner's vastly like polarly different sleep habits or sleep requirements. And I think that's something that should actually be normalized. And thankfully, the youngest of the millennials and the eldest of the Zers, like this is becoming acceptable to them because they're prioritizing self and self health and awareness. And I love that. That's why it gives me so much hope with these, like some of the Zers, not all of them, the alphas, I have hope. But the Zers,
well,
the Zoomers give me hope.
If history serves, probably the alphas will be tards, because Gen X cool, millennials tards, Gen Z cool.
I don't know if they're cool though.
Who?
But the Zoomers,
they're cool. They're cool as shit. Yeah, they're great.
Are they cool?
Yeah, because they fucking because they know that they've been handed a shit world, and they're basically, the thing is, they're realists. They size things up.
Yes.
They're not to do this because God told you or whatever. They're real.
Like whatever's functional, which is why like the Zoomers.
I respect
the
that.
Zoomers. The Zoomers are like, yeah, like I love you, I want to stay with you, but like let's sleep in separate beds, let's sleep in separate rooms, even like let's live together.
Whatever works. They have unorthodox, sexual
whatever works.
Yeah,
whatever works for you. And I think that's a wonderful thing, and I think this like this idea should be proliferated, so I feel like people would be less assholey if they got better sleep. Truly.
Well, generally, yeah. I mean, most people.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's like, I think it's one of those things we don't talk about much in our society, but it's really important.
Oh my God, it's so important. Which also, by the way, now that I'm getting the hang of Rumble Studio, also very important. I need to
read an ad.
I need to hit an ad. now that I'm getting
all right, go
familiar. Okay, I'm picking one. Oh, what's this? Oh, here's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. Okay, wish me luck. I'm gonna hit the
I think
thing.
I think you can handle this, Manila.
Okay, I might have to read it though. Okay, bear with me.
Why don't you just read it? That way
okay,
we'll get through it quickly.
Okay, hitting buttons.
I mean, we're past it quickly. We're past that point, but you know.
Okay, here we are. All right. This word from our sponsor. Looking for smarter ways to browse and enjoy your favorite content without ads? Get the Perplexity Pro bundle with Rumble Premium for just $19.99 a month when you sign up before December 31st, normally a $29.99 value. With Rumble Premium, you'll get an ad-free viewing experience across all your devices and access to exclusive premium content. No interruptions, just the videos and streams you love, anytime, anywhere. Plus, Perplexity Pro boosts your productivity with unlimited research, unlimited uploads, exclusive member perks, and access to the latest, most advanced AI models for faster, smarter answers every day. Save 30% on this powerful bundle. Head to rumble.com/premium before December 31st to sign up and unlock your premium experience.
Love it.
I think
that
worked.
Awesome. Nicely done.
I think that worked. And yeah, so Perplexity was one of those.
Did you turn off the button to say you had completed it?
Yes.
Cool.
I think I did it correctly. That was my first time.
It feels like the first time.
That was the first time.
Feels
all right.
Like the very
okay, here's another health one. Ted.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out everybody's also fat.
Everybody, even you skinny people, you're fat.
Even
people,
me,
fat.
Apparently. I don't know.
Medium people, fat. Skinny people, fat. All fat. Everyone's fat.
Look, I'm just going to say that this... Okay, Robbie got in trouble for this at work. Not in trouble on air for his opinions about this, but at work. Because, and he needed to take sensitivity training.
Yep.
Because he was saying,
by the way,
biologically...
we have some Robbie-related news.
Oh, well, remember, let me finish this thought, is that
go ahead.
He talked about how, because he does medical records, right, that, well, this person should be classified as obese because this is what right? And now you're not classified as obese anymore because that's rude and medically, even it could be true, but that's not politically correct. So Robbie got in trouble. Long story short, is what happened was because he was going by the ages old medical standard, right? Of this, whatever your BMI is, that classifies you as obese or whatever, or what have you. So now they've gone to the drawing board, like the medical community, to figure out a new way to classify obesity to not offend people. And Ted, I think it backfired. That's what this story's about. So I can read the article unless you want to tell me the Robbie thing.
Oh,
I'll read the article, or do you want to tell me the Robbie?
I'll tell you the Robbie. Well, no, go ahead. Read the story, and I'll tell you about Robbie afterwards. Go ahead. We'll talk about this.
So new research is turning our understanding of obesity on its head. A landmark study published just this week found that when you shift the definition of obesity beyond body mass index, BMI, the number of Americans classified as obese jumps dramatically, and with it, the odds of disease. The study tapped into the All of Us cohort. More than 300,000 adults enrolled between 2017 and 2023. Researchers compared the traditional obesity definition based solely on BMI with a new framework that pairs BMI with waist size, waist to hip ratio, waist to height ratio, and other body shape measurements. The result, using the new definition, found 68.6% of participants qualified as being obese versus 42.9% under the old BMI standard. The increase came mostly from people who had anthropometric only obesity, meaning normal BMI, but elevated body shape metrics. What really drives the story is these newly reclassified...
Like, for example, having like a pear-shaped body is considered disadvantageous for your health.
So like if you're shaped like Kim Kardashian, you can have a teeny tiny waist, but a big gigantic ass and hips.
That's not good from a health perspective, supposedly.
So they're saying that she is considered obese because she's only like 5'1". Like she's teeny tiny. She's teeny. She's short.
Yeah, she's got that bowling pin look. Yeah.
Right. And she's got she's got a tiny waist, but she's all ass and hips.
But of course, how much of that ass has been implanted?
I don't know. She was always...
I mean, some of it, right?
I don't know. She denies it. I don't know. She denies it. I don't know.
Denies it. That's so cute.
I don't know. She denies it. So I don't know. But even if you look at young pictures of young Kim, she was always like pear-shaped. So I don't know. But anyway, what drives the story is the newly reclassified individuals weren't just numbers. They carried higher risks. Compared to people without obesity, those with any obesity under the new definition had elevated risks for diabetes, cardiovascular events, and even death. For example, having both high BMI and elevated body shape measures translated into 6-fold higher risk of developing diabetes. Having anthropometric only obesity still doubles the risk. The lead author, Dr. Lindsay Foreman, says the new definition, quote, effectively stratified individuals at high risk of organ dysfunction and long-term complications. She adds that the findings highlight a major gap in public health. Quote, a quarter of our sample and had normal BMI, but elevated anthropometrics previously flying under the radar. The implications are vast. Doctors may need to rethink who gets targeted for prevention or treatment. Policymakers may need to expand how obesity is measured and covered. And individuals with, quote, normal BMI might need a wake-up call about the hidden health dangers. Bottom line, obesity isn't just about how much you weigh, it's about how you're shaped. And this new study says our old yardstick may have missed a very large group at risk. So yeah, Ted, so back to the original thing. Yeah, that's okay. So they measure everything now. Like everything is relative to the other body parts, right? So like your shoulders to your waist to your hips and ass, your height, everything is relative. So sure. I haven't calculated mine, but I wonder if I would. I don't think I would.
Could you? I mean, is that something you can calculate yourself, or is that something you have to go to the doctor for?
No, I mean, you'd have to just. Well, I don't know if they've published. Maybe this particular study has published what the appropriate ranges are. But here's the thing. Okay. I have friends that are very. I mean, if you're looking at them physically, their body size is larger, and their weight, their scale number is heavier than what Hollywood would say is attractive, right? But all of their I know, but all of their blood labs come back as in healthy range. They're not diabetic, but they're built a different way. Like some friends have no ass and big tits. Some friends have big asses and no tits. Some friends are just kind of all over even distribution. Some friends, I mean, and these are the girls I grew up with, obviously, right? And then there's people like me that are, like skinny minis all over, right? Like, so but there are people that look like me that are unhealthy with bad labs. So I thought it was kind of funny that the eggheads, and I don't know that this is necessarily CDC or NIH related. A lot of these studies are funded by them, so I don't know if the NIH or CDC is going to accept these new findings as a new guideline, especially under Kennedy, who obviously tells us all that we're all fat and out of shape because he's like 70 and like doing like pull-ups, like, you know what I mean? He's got like washboard abs. But I don't know what that means. I mean, this is coming at the perfect time when we have Kennedy at Health and Human Services, and he's trying to revamp the American, what we've known at least for the past 50 or 60 years is like the American diet and the food pyramid, and which is all bullshit, right? And how we try to remove fat. We've tried to remove sugar in place of like corn syrup or these like xylitol, whatever, fake sweeteners that cause cancer or whatever. It's been turned on his head. So I'm curious to see what HHS is going to do with these new findings, and if he's going to incorporate that in the, like the new rollout in, I don't know how medical professionals all around the country are going to treat patients. Because as we know, whatever the CDC says, whatever the NIH says, that's generally what your doctor will abide by when consulting you. So I don't know. I'd like to see what they say.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think what's true is if you travel around the world, you see that, most people around the world, at least until fairly recently, were we would say we're painfully skinny compared to Americans. Like they would walk, if you plucked a random, Laotian or Venezuelan or Indonesian off the street and drop them in the middle of the United States, everyone would be like, "Oh my God! Like get some meat on your bones. You look unhealthy." But the truth is that the entire country, even those of us, we're big fucking people, man. We're big, and we get big. I mean, I used to work for a Japanese bank in the '80s, and we had some second generation Japanese Americans who had like, their parents were, of course, small and what you'd expect, like,
of course,
Asian, and then like their son would be like working for us, 6'2", big meaty dude. Obviously, it's the diet, right? I mean, people don't just evolve to grow a foot taller than their parents,
right? So, well, but we have so many hormones in our food supply, right? Like from the animals, and then our processed foods have all these like lab-made chemicals. So you might be bigger than your grandparents who immigrated to the US, but you will probably be less healthy than your grandparents who immigrated to the US from said Asian country or whatever, or name any European country. I know like Greek immigrants here. There's a big Greek community in the Northern Virginia DMV metro. A lot of Greeks here. And they constantly talk to me about food because the Greek culture is big on food. They're big on they love their food, and they love their olive oil, the whole that's the whole point of the Mediterranean diet, right? Is it's heart healthy, it's longevity, it's all of this stuff. And every chance they get to talk to me about food, when I go, my mechanic is a Greek guy. He's a Greek immigrant, and he's always talking about how he hates American food. Like he can't get good, healthy food. And he's managed to keep his weight down. I mean, I think he's been here like 15, 20 years, something like that. But I mean, he talks about how it's so different, and he feels so different every time he goes home to visit family. And he's like, I can feel the difference just a week, back in my hometown, and I feel healthier. I feel like I'm eating and breathing healthier food, air, water, everything is better.
I'm sure he's right about that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, he hasn't he hasn't been here all that long. And he always complains about how the American, he's like, I can't believe like Americans consider this food, and how everyone is, and to Nerd's point, I put up his quote earlier. He was talking about Hollywood don't know thick is in. And that's kind of true because, like I said, whether you're Kim Kardashian, who is Caucasian, obviously she's a Armenian and white, because Kris Jenner's maiden name is Houghton. Houghton is a very UK name, so I mean so Kris Jenner is very white, and her dad is the late Robert Kardashian, which is Armenian, which is Caucasian. So Kim Kardashian, whatever people think her race is, she's white. And she's even, I don't know about her butt surgery, can't speak to that, but she's built kind of thick, and she's naturally big on top. And I think to some degree, I don't know how much of it's real, but she's big on the bottom too. But then also thicker bodies like Tiffany Haddish, who is, by the way, a Black Jew. Who'd have known? But she's built like a brick house, right? Like she's got meat on her bones. I wouldn't say she's unhealthy, because she's got like her hip to her waist to ass ratio is big. Like I don't know that this is just some people. Everybody's going to gain weight, and it's just a matter of where your fat is programmed to sit. I mean, I think that's really all it is. So I don't know that this is a great way to calculate BMI, or a great way to calculate obesity either, because everybody's built differently. You're just not, even in my own family, we're not built. I'm naturally a skinny mini. My brother got the different side of the family. If he doesn't watch what he eats, he will get fat. We have the same parents. Like,
well, so you think? What does the mailman look like?
No, we're obviously brother and sister, and he just got
half brother, half sister. You don't know that.
He got my mom's side of the family.
Don't forget the famous 1960s DNA study from the UK.
I don't know that one, but
it's Manila. This is a classic Manila story. So in the early days of when they were researching genetic coding, obviously the only paternity and maternity were the first thing that they could test for, right? So the maternity test came out with flying colors. It was like, we do this. We do the blood of the father and the mother, and we definitely know who we can prove that this kid came out of this mom. But the paternity test isn't working. And then finally it was like, 1 out of 4 British ladies, they're basically got pregnant from guys they weren't married to. So British ladies be slutting after World War II.
Well, okay, that makes sense. But I know you're an only child.
World War II.
You're an only child, Ted. So this might be
true.
This befuddles you, but it's possible to have, like, my mom is one of 7, and there's a mishmash of different body types in there, different skin tones in there, different boob sizes in there.
Like some
of my aunts were stacked, some of them not so much. And people, and this is like people saying like, oh, Asians don't have boobs. I beg to differ, because I have a family. My mom is one of 7, 2 of them are boys. Out of the 5 women, it was like a mixed bag. Half were stacked up top, and the others not so much.
Asian ladies who have massive jugs, for sure.
Yeah. So I did not get that gene. So
you were the jugless.
I was I got the jugless gene, and I really fucked up when I got the double mastectomy, and I really should have. I should have. You
wanted to step it up a notch.
Well, now I know. Like, now I'm like, geez, that's a missed opportunity. I could have really
gone full Dolly Parton.
Yeah, and then how would the medical researchers adjust for all the plastic surgery, Ted? Now that we're on that topic, how do you, if you're following 300,000 people, with
presumably you must know who got implants and shit, right? I mean, obviously.
No, people are gonna fucking lie. Are you kidding? With the medical researchers, there's gonna be people that are not telling 300,000 people, and if you look up how many people in America have plastic surgery done,
oh, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So if the pool of people that they're following is 300,000, I guarantee 10% of them have had some work done. 1 out of 10 for sure. For sure, 1 out of 10.
I would buy that. Yeah, 100%.
Easily. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't that throw off the body measurements, and some of the women, or maybe some of the men, are going to try to pass off like, oh, this is au naturel, baby. Like, this is shaking what the good Lord gave me. There's some people that are going to not be honest. So I don't know. How do you account for because then even if you say you tell your researcher, yes, I got a boob job, or yes, I got Brazilian butt implants. Well, how do you account for it? Do you get kicked out of the study? Do you get?
Well, I would think you'd be kicked out, right? I mean, you just
but you have to follow these people for a long period of time,
right? So, but I mean, you have to account for it. Obviously,
you're going to have a dwindling pool of subjects, because I guarantee that 1 out of 10, at least, if not 2 out of 10, have had some tweaks done. And whether or not they told their researcher, I don't know. So that's why I say this is kind of a shoddy way to measure obesity. I think how you measure obesity is more on a lipid panel. That's, I think, the most scientific is if you're going to have what defines obesity? Okay, a little bit of your height and weight, but then you have to look at people's lipid panels and be like, oh, you have really high triglycerides. You have really and this is a risk to that or whatever. But I don't think trying to alter.
Maybe we just need, to abandon the idea of putting people into a box and saying, this one is obese, this one is overweight, this one is pre-diabetic, which is almost like a nonsense term. I mean, maybe it's better to just take people more on a more bespoke way and be like, I think there probably are people, some of the fat acceptance people, I mean, a lot of them are crazy, but some of them are right. There are people who can carry 280 pounds, no problem. And probably it would be their body's supposed to be that size. And there are people who are supposed to be super skinny and they're supposed to be 94 pounds and and all in between. And I think it's sort of it's like porn, when you see it. And it's like, I think it's kind of like I think we should get rid maybe of the idea of obesity and just sort of replace that with healthy. Which is more obviously it's completely subjective, but obesity has a high shame factor culturally.
Yeah.
But healthy, it's not really shameful to be unhealthy. And nor should it be. It's just it's just something you need to fix and take care of.
It's something you want to fix. That's right.
I think that's probably a better way to handle this. I have now solved the problem of fat shaming in America. Welcome, America. It is my gift to you.
I am not a fat shamer. I'm not one of those, I hate using the present day vernacular, but if I'm an ally of anybody, it's that. It's like I'm the skinny friend of heavy chicks. And I hated that. Some of them, literally one of the most beautiful girlfriends I have.
So you're saying you never made jokes with your fat friends no. Oh, you gonna eat that? Oh, I know the answer to that question.
I'm not sure. I'm sure probably with some of them maybe not. And they joke about me being skinny or whatever. But generally speaking, at least one, I mean, I can think off the top of my head, her face. One of the most beautiful women I know is a heavy set woman. And if you saw just her headshot, most men would just be like, hello, or maybe even up to her chest, right? But then you pan out and you realize she's a heavy set woman. And you're like, oh, well, some would be okay, but her face, women, if you just saw her face, you'd be like, wow, she's a really pretty lady. Like universally, men and women find her very pretty. And then they judge otherwise when they see that she's a heavyset woman. But her face is objectively, I think the vast majority of people that saw my friend's face, like you would agree that she was a really pretty lady. But then you see the rest of her. And that's what I would like to see change. I'm not like this pro body positivity person or whatever. I'm not. I just think there's no objective way to measure this, and I think this way of doing it is only going to cause more confusion.
Well, speaking of confusion, let's move over to Chernobyl.
Well, yeah, that's confusing too.
Okay.
I don't know about.
All right. A nonprofit taking care of dogs in Ukraine's Chernobyl exclusion zone, for people who don't know where that is. Basically, that's where the plant melted down in 1986, and the entire population surrounding the plant was evacuated. And there's famous photos of all the abandoned houses and apartment buildings where people basically were just told, you have to leave. And, they literally left their half-eaten meals on the table and fucking hightailed it out of there before they got fried. Anyway, that nonprofit is trying to solve the mystery of why some dogs are turning completely blue. Dogs of Chernobyl, which is affiliated with the Clean Futures Fund charity, said that its workers were out trying to trap dogs to be spayed and neutered in the Chernobyl area recently when they saw the unusually colored dogs. We are on the grounds now catching dogs for sterilization, and we came across 3 dogs that were blue, completely blue, the Clean Futures Fund said. We're not sure exactly what is going on. I have an idea what's going on here. I think it's probably some sort of oxygen supply problem, right? I mean, that's your skin turns blue if you're not getting enough oxygen.
Are they talking about the dog's skin or the fur?
Well, that's a good question. Local residents said the dogs had not been blue one week earlier. Oh, not a problem. The approximately 700 dogs living in the Chernobyl exclusion zone are descendants of the pets who were abandoned when the area was evacuated in 1986 during the nuke plant meltdown. The fund said that the blue color is unlikely to be a result of radioactivity. Most likely, they're getting into some sort of chemical, such as the blue liquid from a leaking portable toilet, the charity said. Leaking portable toilet blue. Officials said the dogs appear healthy and active despite being, blue. Workers are continuing to attempt to capture the blue dogs in the hope of finding an answer to the mystery. Yeah, I don't know if they're fur.
Get them a thunder blanket, Ted. The dogs have they seen themselves in the mirror?
Like, guys,
what happened to me? Why am I blue?
Oh, feeling blue? Oh, okay. So I'm looking at some pictures. It's their fur, yo. And man, these are These are some scraggly hounds.
Well, Ted, they're scraggly because they're strays.
Yeah. These are nasty.
But I mean, I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm looking at here at the New York Post. Okay.
Yeah, these are some dogs that probably it would be a mercy if they were just shot.
Well, I mean, they're not beautiful Russian blue cats, right?
No,
they're
not. They're former Soviet blue dogs.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at they're not blue. They're like,
yeah, well, they're blue in the same way that Russian blues are blue. They're gray with
they look like
of blue.
It's like when women, like gothy women, dye their hair blue-black. Kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Kind of like that.
Well, they're a little gothy.
They look like a gothy dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but their fur. Okay, so I don't know. But okay.
It's very strange. OMG.
So,
oh my God.
Okay.
One of them this one's crazy. I'm going to pop
it
into the feed. I'm going to put it in our group chat. Holy shit. Yeah, look at this one. This one is like insane. It is from the BBC. I mean, I know this is like we're talking about something that you can't see, but maybe you can pop this into the And by the way, keep that fucking mangy monster away from me. But I'm impressed with you anyway. Yeah, no, it got into something. It got into something, for sure. But like, there you are in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. And by the way, what kind of country, what kind of world do we live in? People are literally not getting their food stamps anymore. But there's charities dedicated to finding radioactive dogs in Chernobyl.
Okay, so Ukraine is getting all this weird attention for, I guess, now not only... Okay, so now that we're not going to send bombs to Zelensky, now we're going to have to adopt
Based
Chernobyl.
On this, by the way, he's got all the weapons he needs. I mean, it's like, dude, you send those fucking dogs into battle, the Russians going to run away screaming. They'll be like, fuck this.
But
take it all.
This dog isn't even like the worst one. This one's he's cute. He looks like
he's a good looking dog, actually.
He's cute.
He's a very cute dog. Yeah.
He looks like a Dr. Seuss character.
Sad, very, very, he has amazing eyes, really.
He looks like a Dr. Seuss character.
It's true. All right, we should move on.
So, but
we're already running over here. Let's keep going.
Okay, let's go to last but not least. I'm gonna
definitely
remove
not
this.
least. Although behind, but not least.
That's right. And we are way behind.
Then we'll be way behind very soon. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So on to the main image of our thumbnail. Okay. So are you guys ready to get a breath of not so fresh air? Japanese and US researchers have developed a groundbreaking treatment for people who can't breathe through their lungs by delivering oxygen where the sun don't shine. Results from the first human clinical trial testing the so-called butt breathing technique suggest that it's safe and well tolerated, pushing the cheeky alternative one step closer to becoming a real lifesaver. It might sound like a sketch from SNL, but the Nobel Prize-winning idea actually steals a page from nature's playbook. Loaches, a type of bottom-dwelling fish. You should keep those in your fish tank, by the way, because they eat all the crap off the floor. Loaches breathe through their gills. Okay, that's most fish.
As one does.
But when oxygen runs low, they're known to swim to the surface, gulp the air, swallow it, and go back down, their bottom dwellers. That air then moves through their digestive tract, where oxygen is absorbed into the bloodstream before the rest is expelled through their anus, also known as a fart. Scientific term, Ted. Basically, loaches can breathe through their backsides, and they're not alone. Turtles, sea cucumbers, dragonfly nymphs, and even pigs can absorb oxygen in similar ways when their lungs aren't up to the task. Inspired by these cheeky creatures, scientists wondered if humans with blocked airways and clogged lungs could do something similar using a technique called enteral ventilation. It works like an enema, with researchers slipping oxygen-rich liquid straight into the rectum using a lubricated tube. Once inside, the oxygen would theoretically pass through the intestinal walls and into the bloodstream, bypassing the lungs altogether. After early animal tests showed the treatment could stave off respiratory failure without major implications, scientists took the plunge and moved on to human trials over in Japan. They recruited 27 healthy and very brave men who agreed to have varying amounts of perfluoridicalin liquid inserted into their rectums to hold for 60 minutes. Ted, does that mean they're holding this? They shoot the liquid up there and they got to clench the cheeks for an hour? I think that's what I just read.
Yep. That is correct. Mm-hmm.
So 27 men, and then 20 of them lasted the full hour, including some who took in up to 1.5 liters of fluid. Participants reported bloating and discomfort, but no serious side effects.
Yeah.
Well, this is Japan, Ted. You've talked about how they have some interesting proclivities.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Notably, the liquid wasn't oxygenated, so this was just for fun. This was just a safety test to gauge whether humans could tolerate the procedure. Okay. Looking ahead,
we've all talked out of our ass, including on this show. Now we'll be breathing through our ass. And after all, at Guantanamo, they made people eat through their ass, right? Rectal feeding.
Oh, God.
Obviously, the ass is an underutilized resource. It could be used to drive cars. People have accused me of drawing my cartoons by sticking a Sharpie at my ass and wiggling my butt over the table.
That's a talented asshole you've got there. That talented asshole. That talented asshole, Ted Rall. So looking ahead, Dr. Takebe and his colleagues are planning to test enteral ventilation with oxygenated liquid. That's next. Aiming to figure out how much is needed and how long it must be held to boost patients' blood oxygen levels. Quote, during the COVID pandemic, many patients died in part because there was a global shortage of ventilators, Takebe said last year. Enteric breathing could serve as an important alternative oxygen delivery route. So Ted, okay, there was a thing in the mid 2000s. It became a trend for college girls to do vodka soaked tampons and stick it up the hoo-ha. That was a new way to get drunk. And it turns out you can get very, very drunk, worse drunk that way than having one too many martinis. Like worse drunk because your stomach, obviously when you drink a cocktail, your body, your liver, there's all these things that process, right? That help process and break down the alcohol. Girls were like sorority girls were ending up in the hospital because they were taking vodka soaked tampons and shoving it up the vagine and getting completely plastered because obviously your body's absorbing the pure alcohol, and many of them were getting alcohol poisoning. And then that moved on. It didn't stop there, Ted. Then people were starting to shove those tampons on the backside for the same effect, right? Nice. And of course, that took being shit-faced to a new level. So obviously we know if you shove things where the sun don't shine, your body's going to absorb it. I found it interesting, Ted, that they only found 27 healthy Japanese men who wanted to put random medicated liquids up their buttholes. And this is coming from a woman that I used to do the whole colon cleanse craze in the early 2000s. I've talked about this. I actually wrote a paper about it in college. But yeah, they put a tube up your butt for the colon cleanse craze, and I think it's still a thing in LA. And so they shove it up there and they shoot you with this like cleansing fluid, and you do have to hold it for like not an hour, but it's like you're holding it in there in your colon for a minute or two, and it's very uncomfortable, and it's the worst pressure ever. I can't fathom how 20 of the 27 Japanese men kept a liter and a half of this liquid.
Japanese people are
for an hour.
They're very controlled. You know? You know that. You know they're very controlled people.
I gotta put up this quote. I mean, butt chugging is still popular.
Butt chugging. Awesome.
Oh, look. People do weird things. Ted, I'm not a Japanese scientist, obviously. But I feel like if you're getting this idea from loaches or fish, rather, there's this important thing that fish have that we don't, is gills.
Right. Well,
but then they say that pigs can do it. But like, I get it. What they're trying to achieve is get oxygen into the bloodstream, and that's what keeps you alive. But that cannot be as of now, because our lungs, if we don't get oxygen in our lungs like that, the whole point of suffocation. Like that's going to bring a whole new world of kink, Ted, because some of these people like to be like the choke thing. Didn't David Carradine, right? Like, didn't he?
Yeah, that's with his what was that called? Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah. So what are you going to do if in the future, 100 years from now, where we can Japanese butt breathe? Like, how do you do your autoerotic asphyxiation then?
you won't be, you'll lose your abilities. Which, by the way, what could be more tragic than that? Besides, the Holocaust.
I just don't. Why? I really want to ask this Japanese scientist, Dr. Takebe? Why?
Well, because he's saying that like there are times when you can't, your lungs are unreliable. I mean, look, I'm an asthmatic, so I get that. I mean, there are times when I'm like, I can't breathe out of my lungs. So I wish I could go to plan B, my ass. And not to mention it could be really useful. Like, let's say my vacuum cleaner is on the fritz. And I just I just hover over like, my spill. It's just, and then it's all gone. I mean, there's so many uses.
I don't know. I just
and by
don't.
The way, I can't think of
who's funding this and why.
I can think of nothing more dignified. By the way, can you imagine like at the scientific research convention that they have, like, oh, so what are you working on, Takahashi? Oh, I am working on Blue Dog of Chernobyl. Oh, me too. What are you working on, Suzuki-san? Oh, I am working on the problem of ass breathing. And it's like, oh, and everyone's kind of like, I just remember, go back to open bar. I see you later. Don't talk to me again.
I don't. Sometimes when you hear about, like, I have a fascination with the science world, and I have a lot of respect for scientists, Ted, and like, obviously, right? Like, everything in the modern world we have because of scientists and engineers that think outside of the box.
And ass breathing.
They think outside. We're not breathing outside of the box.
If the Wright brothers had ass breathing, they could have, they could have faced backwards and sucked the air towards themselves and pulled the Wright flyer up.
Like the grill of a car, like getting the air.
Also, it's fall. Know. Think about it. This is like to save a lot of effort on like raking the leaves. You just go outside, bare ass, run around, and then like look. Next thing you know, the lawn is nice and green.
But then it says like if the idea came from loaches and the loaches take it in through their loach butts, but then they end up farting out the loach butts too.
So, have you ever heard of the word loach before today? I had not.
Yes, I talked about it when I was reading the story.
Okay.
Because I have a fish tank, and loaches, you should always have a loach in your freshwater tank, because one or two, because you don't want one loach to be lonely. So get two loaches and you put them at the bottom of the tank, and they kind of eat the algae and eat the fish excrement.
I know those guys. I didn't know what
that's a loach.
Called. Okay.
Yeah, those are loaches. They stay at the bottom, and they kind of
with the whiskers.
And they kind of suction to the
They're like
glass.
They're mini catfish.
They look like that. Yeah, catfish are also bottom dwellers.
Yeah.
And so
they always have those guys always have whiskers. They look like John Bolton.
Those are their like sensors, so they can kind of feel their way around in the muddy yuck at the bottom. Mm-hmm. That's so they know if danger is coming, because you can't really see. But anyway, enough about loaches there. But the thing is, if they're breathing it in through their butts, and then also, would the fart not be a fart? Would it be a burp? So would a fart, if we did this in the future, would a fart no longer be a fart? Would it be a burp?
That's a good question. And
because you're imbibing oxygen through your butt.
It's really not a fart. It's really an ass burp.
Well, so how would you know how would you know which is which?
Well, it would be a distinction without a difference, Manila.
So I just don't.
Much like it's sort of just like a perfect analogy would be. It's like the difference between the Democratic and the Republican parties. One is an ass burp and one is an ass fart, and the result is the same.
The Japanese are
and just as pleasant and just as useful.
And Ted, you think there's any coincidence that this ass breathing conversation is coming up just as they got their first female prime minister?
Probably not. No.
Just saying, no coincidence.
She looks like someone who definitely has
would
a
aspirate.
very tightly buckered buttock. She looks like
Adrian,
if she indulges in anal sex, she's the giver rather than the taker.
Well, remember she made her second time around husband, who she's married twice now. She divorced him once and then married him again. This time he took her last name.
Yeah,
remember?
No, she's definitely the dude. No question.
Yeah. So Adrian says, and we'll leave this right there. Adrian says Japan needs to focus on other anatomy parts to get their birth rate up, not the butt.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, you can't have butt babies yet. So
no. Sometimes I feel like when I've had a brown baby, but that's not the same thing.
Oh my god, this is the weirdest Monday. It's all weird health.
And the week is young, Manila. There's no telling what depths we will explore along with the loaches later in the week.
This is just weird. Look, bottom line is the news sucked this weekend.
And I didn't even make any LR jokes about loach in Japan.
I don't even know. I've never been to Japan. I don't know much about Japan. So you would know all the Japanese jokes, Ted.
I do.
You worked for them. So I don't know.
I did work for them, and I enjoyed. It was the best boss I ever had in my entire life.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
totally.
I wasn't sure if you had a good experience or like a bad. Like, I know you have thoughts about the country when you're in country, but I didn't know that you liked the boss.
My boss was great. Yeah, I miss him terribly. We were like,
is he still alive?
I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You should reach out to him.
You're right.
Because he would be very old now, I imagine.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, is that true? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but then the Japanese do live to be like 100, and they're like.
Yeah, he'll be in
the most centenarians.
He'd be in his late 70s at this point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he wasn't that much older than you.
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
I was. Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Well, you should still reach out because,
Well, actually, that's not true. He was 17 years older than me, so he'd be 80. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, anything after 75 is like tick tock, tick tock.
He was a fucking animal. He was a beast. He's like Trump, like endless energy.
Oh. Trump, who also only gets like 4 hours of sleep, which could either explain a lot of things one way or the other, depending on where you fall on the Trump.
He's got manic energy working for him.
He's known to be a 4 hour a night guy.
That doesn't come as a shock.
So, Melania, I don't know. Sleep divorce, maybe.
All divorces.
I would opt for that. Yes, if I am Melania, I would say, Donald, I would like my own separate bedroom.
Especially since Donald always asked me for butt play. For butt breathing.
No. He's like, I just returned from.
Melania,
this is what he picked up when he returned from Japan.
I need to see you breathing in through your butt.
Dad, he just got back from Asia the other day. This is what he picked up when he returned from Japan.
That could be. He's
like learned
in Japan. They have new technology. They have the best technology.
We gotta learn to do the butt breathing. Gross.
All right.
Do not.
With that,
happy Monday. Like, this is a foretelling of what's to come in the rest of the week.
Indeed.
Thanks, everybody. Bye. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Adios, amigos. Bye.